Today we're getting a little rain, so I had to. Glad I was prepared with my rain suit. I do have some rain pants too, but I'm going to try out these snow pants that we're planned ahead for making everything waterproof. We stayed at this place, kind of an antique shop. Brenton met this guy when he was living on the river here, pretty close to here, a while back, and connected with him again, and he just let us sleep in this little area right here. It's a really nice guy, and we went washed up in the river, and it was pretty cold, yeah, but we feel clean, and we're ready to keep going. We're in Columbia, Mississippi right now, so we're going to keep going east, and there's a guy named Mike, forget his last name, but he has a blog about living on a scooter or making these adventures, and he's really, adventurous and extreme with that. He's got a little tiny house. We're going to meet him, and I'll show you some information that he has gathered from his adventures, and put down some links below in the description, so you could link up to him if you're interested. Some of the most interesting things that you could find here are abandoned places like this, and you could use them for a free hotel probably, and or just kind of exploring. I know there are a lot of channels that have exploration channels just to do this very thing. I haven't seen an old bus over there we'll check out, so it's really interesting, all these old cars, and you just wonder. It's like full of story and of wonder. It's stronger feelings that you get just wondering what's going on, what happened, what the story behind of it, and the kind of like a museum, but this is just rich with just the last time something ran, like this mower, and it just ended up sitting there. Somebody was working on a mower over there, and could have been just an old person that couldn't take care of it anymore, and they just kind of died off. So there's tons of wood here. You could make some kind of this valuable, barn wood, rustic something. I'm not saying take this stuff and use it. I'm just saying just admire it, soak it in, and the seats from an old car, so you get like this sense that it's just a bunch of stuff that has a story behind it. It looks like an old washing machine or something. I don't know what that is. The hood from an old car. I don't know much about cars, but it's not a washing machine. It's some kind of, maybe a little game for like a casino or a amusement something. I don't know, because there's lights. No idea. Another trailer full of stuff. It's probably their, oh, it's a camper. You can see the old stove and the used it as a storage area. Yeah, it's an old camper. Never seen anything like that in that style. Kind of looks like a cargo trailer converted into a camper. Got a big old door in the back. Maybe it was converted. Kind of looks like an old truck. That's what I have at home. Looks very similar to that. An old step van that somebody converted into a cargo trailer, and then I was going to go further and make it into a camper. There's another house that collapsed up there, and there's an old gas pump up there. So a lot of antique-y stuff. Wow, okay. I'm not even sure where I could begin with that one. That's like full of storage, shop, garage, refreshment center over there. It's like an old stand for, see, a refrigerator. I don't know, just general storage. An old Astro van. My parents used to have one of these. Had one of these growing up. The late 80s and 90s, early 90s. A lot of old parts from a car. It's what's that, a Camaro? What is that thing? Probably. I ain't no car expert, so. There's some hoods and bumpers and tires. Alabama, last registered 1987 in May. It's a Vega by Chevrolet. I don't know. It just intrigues me whenever I go to like even just a junkyard, a car wrecker place. It's always just full of story. You just wonder what's the last time a car's been driven on the road, and the story of what happened, what happened. Maybe it was an accident, or just somebody couldn't fix it because they didn't have enough money, or whatever it is. Oh, there is another school bus up there. See that? To check that out. Maybe we'll go in the house a little bit. I want to check out this bus thing. I don't see a front end. Maybe it's like a trolley car or something. I don't know. Looks like it was used as a shop or something. There's old stuff in there. Oh, it's missing the front end. That's why it looked flat up there. Fayette County. Fayette County Schools. Here's your entrance. And the front end was taken off, probably reused somewhere. Oh, that is old. It's so rich with history though. Gosh, just think about all those things that is used for. All the parts in there. Oh, we got our camp toilet.
Yeah, there you go. Get that on your computer.
I was thinking of a concept of a camp toilet that you could. I was kind of thinking of this idea, and then attaching to your rear back of the on the rack of a motorcycle or a scooter, so it could act as a cargo holder / camping chair / toilet. So I found it. I don't know if I want to touch that though. That is cool though. Or you could use make a composting toilet out of it. It's got you can adjust the height and everything. Put a whatever size bucket under there. That's cool. That is cool. Gives me ideas on how to make one. I'll probably make one smaller for a camping portable one, but maybe I'll make another video about that. Sure I will. Wow, this floor is like caving in. Everything's sunken in there. Very, very old. Rotten. It's an old radio, something. Just kind of a feeling of a little bit of sadness and intrigue as you're just looking at this, because there's like, you know, stuffed animals, kids, grandkids, whatever it is, and then just whatever clothes they had left over, like all old letters and bills and whatever it is. Just left. Someone just left here, just mid living their life. I know when people get older, they get to be elderly, they start, their friends, family start dying off, and maybe they don't have any family left over, or their family doesn't want to take time to try to clean this up, because there's so much to do. So they may still own it, the family or something, but it's an overwhelming task to take care of this stuff, to know what to do with it, or so they were a smoker. Got the good word there. Fireplace caving in. Dr. Thunder. Yeah, so I'm gonna get out of this house. I don't want to breathe any more of the air that's in here. I'm gonna go check out that other bus. It's like another hood from a car, I think. Something. The truck. I didn't know this for a long time in my life. I didn't really know my biological grandfather growing up, but I later learned that he took parts out of a junkyard like this stuff and just random parts and made a car out of it. So it's funny how I never knew about this, and my family life story, extended family, is kind of broke up. There's a kind of, some families, they just kind of break up and lose track of each other, but it was my grandparents on that side that kind of went through a hard time. And so, but anyway, that's the reason why I didn't know much about it. And so he would take the fender off of one car or something and put it together in one. And him and his two boys, my two half uncles, and he made a car out of it, and it became quite famous actually in the car world, and it's still around in Florida, I think. But yeah, that car has been well known. There's some more hoods and fenders, but that's just a part of the history of my family that I didn't know about. I'm kind of picking up the story as I go, and I thought that was interesting. But that's what it reminds me of, that little parts of my family history I didn't know about. But it's kind of symbolic of sometimes in your life you have to kind of pick up the pieces with Jesus Christ and polish it up, make something new. There's that bus I saw before. I gotta take a look at this. You know that one movie, Into the Wild? About that kid that broke off from the main grid of our society and went off into Alaska and lived in one of these things? It's an interesting story. They made a movie out of it, in case you haven't seen it. This is what this reminds me of. In fact, on our scooter trip, that's kind of what we think about. We think about that same concept, kind of breaking off from the grid. Just being reminded of what America used to be. There's even a bed in there. I don't know if someone used it as a little house for a while. Kind of looks like that tire's still holding air. There's the door. Found it. So this Astro van is it was registered as 2004. These vans are not that interesting, but some people modify them. Gotta make them into a... And they're pretty powerful. I mean, they had a six-cylinder engine. I remember driving it, and when I was turned 16, this is the first car I drove around, my parents' car. This tree is holding it in there. Looks like they locked it up anyway, so. So I'm imagining around 2004 is when the last time they were using this place. That's my guess. So I guess we made a full circle around this whole place. More car seats and bicycles. Stay. Stay. Hey, stay.